Cross-collateralization means, oh my God! You mean, oh, this is my favorite line. It said throughout the whole thing, after discussing terms, no matter what's discussed, the label has the last say. So basically, they're telling you, we're going to build. Oh, you can state your opinion all day at the table, but when I say go, and if you can't read, you don't know the jingle, you don't know the language, you don't know the word, that terminology, that language terminology, they're gonna eat you up. And what I find that most people do, and what I've heard stories where I've been backstage, we've been all opening acts, rubbing elbows with cats, and what they do is like Mary J. Blige, the 411, she got a condo and a car. Why? Because she was high and drunk. And then they were like, here you go. So she was like, oh, and you gonna give me this check? That she didn't read, that everything is recoupable. That money I'm giving you, I need that back. People under interest. I need that back. So then when cats run out and getting all these whips and these cars or whatever, you know what I mean? That is not their money. Hold on to that. That is not their money. So I will conclude in saying, please, if you are an artist, go independent. Even if we need to come together and put an independent label together. Like I said, I have every album I've ever done. He has a Beatle. You know what I mean? So I work. You know what I mean? You know, so it's we're all here, but because we're on this level. We're just on this level, and we don't feel like we can. And there's no unity amongst us or whatever. I mean, I know hundreds of those MCs, hundreds of producers. I know a lot of people who want the same thing, but for some reason. We doing this to get it. So yeah, independent because there's a revolution happening too. Like he's saying, them young kids, the generation is closing. We're here. This here is what's happening. You know what I mean? This is what's going on. You know what I mean? So with the generation closing, the industry is because it's we about to take ownership of it again. Independent way.
That's good. I just wanted to recognize before we go on, our guests come in. You want to talk about them a little bit? This is Gorilla Will.
Mr. Gorilla. I got to stand up.
Yes, you do.
Please stand up.
Yes, sir. And introduce yourself.
Okay. We have Mr. Will Riddick, a.k.a. Gorilla Will. He is a current member of Urban Artistry, Universal Zulu Nation, Chapter 30, and Funk Lords of ATL. Gorilla Will is a well-rounded teacher of all aspects of hip-hop's diverse culture. Not new to the stage, he has danced with stars such as Lisa, TKA, Tito Puente Jr., Curtis Blow, and KRS-One. Knowledge rules supreme over everyone. You know that. Right. Through his teaching, he hopes to give people a better understanding of the culture, dispel myths, help teach the next generation, and encourage students to find the joy that he found in dance. Instruct them with the motto, each one, teach one. He hopes to create a domino effect of great dancers. Ladies and gentlemen, Gorilla Will.
All right.
You sound like Soul Train. So,
independent or I, you know, for the last 15 years, I've been able to travel around the country doing my music independently on my own label. And when I was first, I was graduate of school in Manhattan called Institute of Order Research, and Razor Sharp Records was across the street, and Temp Chamber Studios was in Fulton. And so that's how, you know, my homeboy was he knew the whole room, my man Smooth. So we got to, you know, do some records. Some of the Blue members, Killer Army, and the thing that I realized was that, to be honest, I was a little disappointed. I was rocking with Wu. You know, we got to be in Quad Studios when Tupac got shot and all that. And I was a little disappointed because I was such a big Wu fan. And then when I actually got into the studio with them, don't do it. Say it. Yeah, let's go. Do it. I put it this way. You always had, Papa Wu. Papa Wu was always around, and Papa Wu always kept it. He always kept it real. He was like the oldest dude of the Wu-Tang Clan, and he was the one that if there was ladies coming in with shorter skirts, he'd be checking them. And you always see him in the corner, like sunning somebody, like, you know, put somebody in their place. And so just from listening to their music, I was like, that's what I expected. But at the same time, being in the studio, I saw some things. I was like, dang, man, it's, you know, so it's not all what I thought it was. You know what I mean? And he said it perfectly. A record label is it's a bank that loans you money to make a record that you got to pay that money back. I remember a quote from Britney Spears. Britney Spears said, she said, "I don't make any money from records. I make money from touring." You know what I'm saying? If you look at the top 10, I did this with my kids on the Media Arts Camp that I run. And I did this. I said, who are the top 20 grossing artists that make money? The majority of artists on that top 20 list were artists from the 60s, 70s. They were, U2 was the #1 grossing artist. They were the #1 grossing artist. I don't think I saw Lil Wayne. No, Lil Wayne was on there, but he may be the only one that was on that list. Maybe Rick Ross, but only for it was only for like last year. So if Rick Ross may have been on that list. So at the end of the day, a lot of these dudes are not keeping the money that's coming through their hands. A lot of the stuff that you are seeing is rented in this league. You know, perception is reality. So you know, all them chains and all that type. Trust me, there's a business that rents all that. There's a business that rents Jesus pieces. You know what I'm saying? There's a business that rents Jesus pieces. Come on, man. So we say doing in the joint, all the chunk. You know what I'm saying? And in the video, he's doing this. And look at that receipt. I was like, you bring it back like a clean. You know what I'm saying? And so this is why Jay-Z started. He didn't start Rockefeller for a reason, but he was smart for starting Rockefeller because he realized Jay-Z didn't get into the Forbes top 100 artists until he became a Rockefeller CEO. Until his clothing line, MMG. Why is Rick Ross going and signing all these people? Because that's where he's making money. Artists don't make money. Writers make money, then producers, and then artists are on the bottom of the totem pole. All right. But it's really what your goals are. You know what I'm saying? The bank will loan you money, but you have to sign according to the bank's terms. And some of that bank's terms are money terms, and a lot of that bank's terms are artistry stuff. And a lot of dudes are willing to compromise artistry for money. But you can have an independent artist like a Tyler Quali who may not ever break the top 40. But trust me, he's doing shows. All right, he's getting paid. He's making a living. You know what I'm saying? And he's making a better living than, you know, if he was working at maybe 9 to 5. And now it might not be the most glamorous thing, but you know, it's really what do you want? You know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to be content. Off of, you know, I wasn't able to make millions and millions of dollars, but I was able to buy a home. I was able to get a car for me and my wife. I'm able to pay for my kids to go to summer camp. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't balling. You know, I'm just living. You know what I mean? Good. But I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I may not have all the money in life, but I have the quality of life. You know what I'm saying? And that's the most important thing. And then now being able to turn this thing over and be able to help kids and so on and so forth, I just want a good quality of life. I want to enjoy people. I want to enjoy friends. I want to be able to go to the beach. I want to be able to so on and so forth. And so to me, it's really what you desire. And the independent label, I've learned a lot. I've had to learn how to run my own QuickBooks. I learned my own accounting. I do my own accounting every year. I do my accounting.
That's best.
For Slaughter Music and for Life Power. All right, I do my own accounting. I've had to learn this stuff. You might have to learn how to work Photoshop. I had to do that. Somebody messed up my cover. I had to learn. Somebody messed up my website. I learned Flash overnight.
Oh yeah.
I stayed up for 10 hours straight, and went online and bought some $5 lessons and learned how to build a Flash website. A independent label is a business. It is a small business. And here's the one thing that I would warn artists. There's a book called The E-Myth. It's called The Entrepreneur Myth. It's a great book. And it's out on Amazon called The E-Myth Revisited. And the book basically calls an entrepreneur myth. It says just because you can bake apple pies don't mean you should open apple pie business. All right? You go to a restaurant, homegirl's baking apple pies. Man, who